The equipment you need: a computer, a record deck, and a phono plug to mini jack adapter. You must have a line input socket, which, as you can see on this one, is next door to the headphone socket. Plug in your mini jack. Your record deck, which is an un-amplified one, must also have phono plugs coming out of it, which you then plug in to the phono plug sockets coming out of the computer, like so. Now all you need apart from this is some software. If you're recording onto Mac, then what you need to do is to set the incoming volume level. So go to System Preferences and then Sound. Sounds, you can see over there, is shown with a little loudspeaker emblem. Once you've clicked in there, you can see the line input. Select line in, then go down to the volume control. You can see I've got it set to nearly maximum because this is an unamplified signal, and that's fine, and then just X out. If you have GarageBand on your Mac, just double click and open it. When it comes up with this screen, just click on the empty project, which is already highlighted. Screen that will come up, check that you've got it set onto line input 1, which is fine. It will highlight the microphone and or microphone or line input, and then click on Create. It will show you the main recording screen with a big red record button. Underneath that you have the audio one. Make sure the volume is set to maximum, slide that along, and make sure that this button here is orange because that's the monitoring button. Go along here at the top and now click once on the counting because you don't need the counting anymore, and that will grey it out. And also the same applies to the metronome, which went out at the same time. You're now ready to record. It's probably also worth the overall volume control at the top, drag that over to the right as well, because the actual unamplified signal is quite low. Right, now you need to choose a record. I've now put a record on the record deck, and we'll move it across because I want the last track on here. You don't have to be too accurate. I'm going to go one before, which then gives me plenty of time to go back up to here and then click record. Now I know at this point I'm recording part of the earlier track. Doesn't matter, I'll show you how easy editing is at the end of all of this. As the music starts to fade away, you can obviously go back there to the big red button as it finishes and click to stop recording, and hit the space bar to stop the line moving along. If you run back to the beginning of this track, I happen to know it didn't start till about number 20. In fact, just maybe a bit before then, so you have to... Okay, just between 18 and 19. So here's a magic part, editing. Go back to that, and if you see at the bottom here, if you put your cursor just down there, it changes into this sort of magic little symbol. Well, hold the key down on your mouse and just drag it along until we get to the middle of 18 there. Then you can pull this back to number 1, double check, play, hit the spacebar, just perfect. Then go to the end because you've probably got a little bit of space that you don't need at the end. And here we go, let's just try. Yeah, maybe go back a bit farther. Yeah. So then take it down to the bottom half again of the blue recording and till it changes into that magic symbol, and then back to there. And that is the music recorded for you. All you've got to do now is share it with iTunes. Go to share, song to iTunes. As you can see, I filled in what I wanted to. You can fill in the rest if you wish. So you're all ready to go. You've got all the information, which I've put LP as well, in case you have another version on iTunes. I bought lots of different versions over the years of different songs, not really needing to, as I found out now. Anyway, so you can then click on the share button, and it'll bounce around and it'll will then copy it to iTunes, and immediately it gets through to iTunes, it will start playing. As you can see now, it's showing under GarageBand in iTunes, and there's no label. I'll do that in a moment. We go across, you can see that it goes in at the year of whenever you actually record it, which is wrong, so I'll just correct that by, what you have to do is right click on the track and go to Get Info. And then you can highlight the year, correct it, which in this case is 1983. At the same time you can go to artwork. You may not have any. Now at this point it's quite interesting, so I'll just see whether they've got any artwork available from iTunes by going to recently added, and you'll see Crisis. Right click, get album artwork at the bottom, and then you have to wait a bit. It's not instantaneous necessarily, so you flick around, go back to GarageBand, because it's probably looking all over the place for all the different artwork that you haven't got. It's unlikely, in my experience, that it's got it, and that's true. So, quick fix, take a photograph of the album cover with your camera. So what I've done is basically I've taken a photograph of the cover, emailed it to my computer, just done a quick bit of whizzing about in Photoshop, and now I'm opened up the artwork tab on the Get Info. I've got it over here somewhere under Crises. I'm just dragging it across, dropping it in there, and there we have it. You now have album artwork. Quick and simple way to get around that problem. Click on OK, and there in your library you'll see it now with its own artwork. Whilst I'm not a big fan of PC or Audacity or anything like that, it is slightly simpler actually than using the Apple. So if we hit the big red button to start the recording, put the music on, and then after a while the music will start to play, and you can see, depending on how closely you want to view it, you can see what's happening there. Then once you've finished recording the track, go back to the big yellow square button and you stop. Now, thing to do now, if you want to, you can, it's a good idea to go to the effects button at the top and then to the amplify button. Because you're putting in an unamplified signal, that will automatically calculate how much amplification it needs in there, and then you can just click OK. Now, if you look up here, you see all the music you can then edit the beginning just by holding down and then clicking that big patch there, hitting your delete button, and go to the end and do the same. I've only recorded a bit of music, but that's how easy it is. And that's it.